Good evening and welcome to Kirtland High School for the 2015 OHSAA State Dual Wrestling Tournament. This is Region 19B. We've got 4 teams here at Kirtland, including the host Kirtland Hornets, the Newbury Black Knights, the Liberty Leopards, and the Cardinal Huskies. We will be broadcasting from Mat 1, which will be between Kirtland and Newbury. And as you see, the captains are at mid-mat right now with the coin toss. I'm Steve Hare with OhioVarsity.com, and with me as always is Dan Kissimmee. Dan, are you as excited as I am about tonight?
Absolutely, and both teams have a bunch of really good wrestlers. Newbury has really built their program up in the last couple of years. Their roster is much more filled out than it was a few years ago. Of course, we've seen Kirtland the last few weeks, and Kirtland has done a great job building their program up.
Oh, no doubt, and I think we're going to see a lot of great individual dual matches tonight, as well as some good dual meets. Mat 2 will be Cardinal and Liberty. We'll try and keep you updated throughout their match, and at any stoppage on Mat 1, we'll turn over to Mat 2 and give you some action from there. But on Mat 1, we're going to start with Robert Couch from Newbury. He is a freshman. He's 11-5 this year. He was 4th at Hawken. He'll be going up against Kirtland's Brendan Williamson, who is a junior. And Brendan has been on fire as of late. He's 19-1 on the year. He was 3rd at the South Tournament, 1st at Northwest, and, of course, he's a returning district qualifier. So we're going to see a lot of quality wrestling here, and it's going to start right at 106 pounds. Dan, your take on this 106-pound bout?
You know, this will be a good one for the freshman. He's posted a very good record thus far. Williamson obviously has been around for a few years. He's looking the best he's ever looked as far as on the mat goes. And I think, you know, experience matters a lot at the 106-pound weight class. It'll be interesting to see how this goes.
Yeah, looking size-wise, a lot of times you'll see some of the freshmen coming in at 90, 95 pounds. It looks like Couch is right up there, so he's not giving up a whole lot physically, but as you mentioned, that experience factor does come into play.
Absolutely, and here they go. They go to the center of the mat, shake hands. Williamson dropping to one knee, immediately gets in a double leg, looking for backs, but he doesn't get him. Good job by the freshman to get out of it. They reset in the center, 2-1 in favor of Williamson from Kirtland.
And I want to go ahead and give a shout-out to Noah Wilson from Newbury, who is working our camera tonight. Thank you, Noah.
Williamson again on a shot. Gets the takedown, makes it 4-1, lets him up, 4-2. Double leg again, and they go out of bounds, no score. It is 4-2 in favor of Williamson as they reset. Another double leg. Tries to cut the corner, does not get it. Still on the feet in the center. Another double leg attempt. And he's in deep looking for the half Nelson to turn him over, and he gets the near fall count. So this will either give Williamson a 9-2 lead, or it will end up in a pin.
He's got it in deep, and he's got 50 seconds, so you never know what will happen here. Working the knee to the head, getting some elevation now. 35 seconds to go. And there's the fall, 1 minute and 33 seconds.
And that makes the team score be 6-0 in favor of Kirtland after one match.
And at 113 pounds, it looks like Mike Peterson from Kirtland will receive the forfeit. Newbury does not have a wrestler entered at 113.
Peterson, a senior, transferred in from, I believe it was Avon.
Over on mat number 2, Trent Mast from Cardinal has Mustafa Farah in a pinning combination right now. He's leading that match 5-0 with 10 seconds left in the first period. And there's the fall in 1:53. So Trent Mast will tie the match over there. Cardinal forfeited the 106-pound bout.
We go to 120 pounds with Kirtland versus Newbury as Kirtland brings out sophomore Daniel Janke. He is 9-14 on the year. Newbury brings out Mike Weston, a freshman. He's 9-7 on the year. You know, for a freshman to have a winning record is pretty good in high school wrestling, varsity.
No doubt. Newbury's been to some of the better Division III tournaments. They were out at Cardinal, had a nice performance out there from a lot of their wrestlers.
And the Newbury wrestler gets in on a nice offensive attempt. Janke is able to roll out of it, and they go out of bounds.
Oh, it doesn't look like Mast got the fall over on mat 2. They stopped the match with 7 seconds to go. Not sure what happened there, but it's 8-0 starting the second period.
Janke in on a shot attempt, and they go out of bounds. They'll reset in the center. Janke now working the underhooks, but the Weston gets out of it. They reset in the center. A minute left in the first period. Janke with a front offense position tries a pancake but does not get it, drops to the leg, and they go out of bounds.
Again, Kirtland leading 12-0 here with the Brendan Williamson pin at 106 and the forfeit at 113.
58 seconds left in the first period. Janke versus Weston. Janke in a front offense position again. Looks like he's going to get the underhook and try a pancake. But the Newbury wrestler, Weston, countered it really nicely, and they went out of bounds. So Weston in with a half shot. They reset.
Not sure what's going on there on mat 2. Their scoreboard is still showing the first period. Oh, now they changed it to the second.
10 seconds left in the first period. Weston in deep on a double. Will he get it before time expires? Oh, and they go out of bounds. 6 seconds left in the first period. It looks like this one is going to end up 0-0 at the end of the first. And it will. You know, it looks like so far the freshman has gotten some scoring attempts.
He's definitely been aggressive, and that's what you've got to do in a match like this. You've got to come out, take the match to your opponent, and hopefully you can score off of that.
Janke chooses the bottom position to begin the second period. Looking to escape. If he escapes, he'll get 1 point. Of course, Weston looking for the turn to get near fall points. Weston grabbing for limbs to break Janke down, but they go out of bounds. A minute 41 left in the second period. Janke's still down. Score is 0-0.
Mast now up 10-0 with 1:05 left in the second period over there on mat 2.
And they go out of bounds again on mat 1 with Kirtland and Newbury. Janke gets up and out.
There's the escape.
Gets the escape with a minute and a half left in the second period. He leads 1-0. Janke with a way outside shot.
That shot came out of left field or very, very deep, but he's in now if he can pull that leg in.
Janke at this point, what he's trying to do is a dump. He's got that near arm on the left side, and he was trying to dump him over, but he was not able to do it. It was a good attempt, though. They reset. 1 minute left in the second period. Still 1-0 Janke. They go out again.
There's the fall for Trent Mast with 18 seconds left in the second period. So Mast wins for Cardinal.
Kind of a half shot by Weston, and now he gets in a little deeper. And they go out again.
So over on mat 2, we've got a tie score, 6-6, Cardinal and Liberty. We've got the 120-pound bout coming out, and it's a forfeit for Liberty. So they'll go up 12-0.
35 seconds left. And Weston in on a deep shot attempt.
20 seconds to finish it. And there it is.
And he does. 15 seconds to go in the second period, and Weston leads 2-1 over Janke. And the time expires in the second period. We'll go to the third. It will be Weston's choice. Or maybe not. Maybe it's Janke. I thought Janke
got the escape in the second period.
That's weird. Did the Newbury wrestler choose top? I guess so.
How about that?
Weston must have chose top in one of the periods.
There's the second escape for Daniel Janke. Ties the match at 2-2 with 1:45 to go.
Nope. Okay, the referee waves off.
I was about to say he called that pretty early.
Yeah, he did. The referee, and he's a really good ref too. He's been around for many years, and he's done a great job. But the referee waves off the call. So
yeah, he definitely anticipated one there.
It is 2-2 with a minute and a half left in the match. Janke versus Weston. Janke for Kirtland, Weston for Newbury. And this match is one we will see at the conference, sectional, and possibly the district level. Weston in again with a high crotch in very deep. And it looks like he will finish this. Oh, but nice elevator by Janke and puts him right to his back.
Wow. Unbelievable sequence of events. That's why you never stop wrestling. Never give up on a move.
And that elevator was timed absolutely perfectly. He was going right to his back.
That was absolutely huge. Janke now up 5-2 or 7-2 after that 5-point move.
50 seconds left in the third period. Janke in the top position. And Weston escapes, and they go out of bounds. They reset. 43 seconds left in the match. 7-3 lead for Janke.
Over on mat 2, Ian Mast with a pin in 1 minute 16 seconds ties that dual match between Cardinal and Liberty at 12. Brandon Nykirk comes out for the Huskies at 1:32, and it's Morgan Weinreber for Liberty.
Back on at the Kirtland Newbury match, Janke with the underhooks.
20 seconds to go.
Left. They had just had a stalling warning, but on Weston, so it's not really going to affect Janke. Janke can slow the pace of the match down and get the victory here. Weston's going to have to look for a big move. Down 4 with 12 seconds left. You got to look throw. And he gets a body lock.
4 seconds.
They go out.
4.2 seconds to go. Mike Weston needs a big one here.
A really, really good effort by the freshman, though.
No doubt. He was the aggressor all match. He got caught that one time. And it's going to end 7-5.
They gave him a takedown right at the end. That was really good job by Daniel Janke. Really good job also by Mike Weston. Those two are going to be wrestling each other.
Yeah, that was entertaining.
Yeah, for 3 more years.
That's going to push Kirtland's lead to 15-0 here after 120. And that'll bring up the 126-pound bout. That'll be Alex Lampert for Newbury and Blake Andonian for Kirtland in the yellow.
And at 126, you might have just said this, Steve. I couldn't hear you with the crowd noise. We have for Newbury Alex Lampert. He is a freshman, 13-8. He was 3rd at Hawken, 6th at Kenston, and a district qualifier last year. And he puts Andonian right to his back.
Wow, I'll tell you what, Newbury's young, but they certainly are eager.
I'll tell you what, Newbury looks ready to go in this match.
We've talked about Blake Andonian in the past about how explosive he is. So he's down 5-0 right now, but I wouldn't count him out just because of how dangerous he can be.
And this is going to wake him up too. Sometimes wrestlers kind of feel out their opponent for a little while, and then they, get ready. It's going to be it's interesting to see what happens from this point on. And Antonian in with a reversal almost. Now he gets it. 5-2. And looking for backs, but he does not get a near fall count. 5-2 with 1:16 left in the first period.
To keep you up to date on mat number 2, Brandon Nykirk for Cardinal pinned his opponent in 149. Cardinal now leads Liberty 18-12 at 138 pounds, where Cardinal has Craig Schanauer on the mat. And I don't know if that's Alec Coleman from Liberty or Morgan Weinreber. It's one of the two.
And Antonian tries to put Lampert to his back, but it gets on his back himself. Antonian in on a deep double attempt, and they gave 2 to Antonian, and now they stop it for potentially dangerous because Antonian's arm was being tweaked pretty bad. They had given Antonian 2 for the reversal, but he has dug himself a hole. He's down 9-7, or not 9-7, 9-4, I should say, with 20 seconds left in the first period.
Again, Kirtland up 15-0 here. This is the first round of the Region 19B State Dual quarterfinals.
All right, so to recap the scoring there, Lampert had a 5-point move to begin with, and then Antonian got a reversal to make it 5-2. Then Lampert got a reversal and 2 back points to make it 9-2, and then Antonian got another reversal to make it 9-4. So we'll enter the second period. It is 9-4 in favor of Lampert, the freshman from Newbury, over Antonian, the sophomore from Kirtland. Lampert on top, Antonian on the bottom. Tell you what, we've had 3 freshmen in a row from Newbury. All of them look really good for freshmen.
I'll have to ask Coach Ewell, but he must not have fed them.
Yeah,
I mean, they came here hungry.
Yeah, absolutely. They did a great job in the youth club, too. I remember a few years when these kids were in the youth. They were really tough.
Well, if you remember, Coach Ewell was part of that real good Newbury team back in the mid-'80s there. I believe they were the state champs in 86.
1986, yes. So
he was part of that program, and he's done a great job over the last several years just rebuilding it from scratch, basically.
And Antonian tries to turn in, almost gets himself in trouble again, but Lampert, he's able to get out of it. Lampert now trying to turn him again. Antonian with a switch, and Lampert switches right back.
9-4, about 1 minute, 5 seconds left in the second period. Kirtland up 15-0.
The last few matches, we've covered Antonian, and we've talked about Antonian's explosive movements. He's still explosive, and you can see it in this match. The thing is, Lampert is able to counter all the explosive movements.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm impressed so far by what I've seen out of Newbury. And as young as these kids are, they're only going to get better with more experience. A lot of wrestling to go this season, so, some of these kids, last year you might not have thought too much about Newbury in the CVC tournament, but some of these guys are going to earn their way onto the podium just the way they're wrestling tonight.
Absolutely. Antonian on the bottom, Lampert on top, still 9-4 in favor of Lampert. 30 seconds left in the second period. And Lampert locks up a cradle and gets Antonian to his back.
Trouble there.
Near fall count.
Knee into the side. Antonian in big trouble now. Oh, and there's the fall. 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Alex Lampert from Newbury pins Kirtland's Blake Andonian. That'll get Newbury on the board. It's now Kirtland 15-6 heading into the 132-pound bout.
I'll tell you what, that was a great effort by the freshman.
Oh, no doubt. That's a big win for Newbury, too. You know, you can't fall too far behind. Kirtland's got their big guns coming up still. So you got to start making some tracks here. And we've got at 132, sophomore Gus Mormino for Kirtland. He will wrestle from Newbury. Another sophomore, Vinny Polito.
Who'd you say it was for Newbury?
It's Polito. Vinny Polito. Unfortunately, Dan doesn't have the headset. I have the headset, so I can hear everything. Dan's got to fight the crowd noise.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is another youngster for both teams, both sophomores. A minute and a half left in the first period. Both wrestlers tying up, sort of feeling each other out. And Mormino in on a shot, but Polito kicks his leg away, and they'll reset in the center.
I've got to give a big shout-out to the Kirtland student section. They've showed up in full force here. They've got almost that whole bleacher section full. For a wrestling match, that's impressive.
Absolutely. Mormino in on a shot again, but it's far away, and they go out of bounds. Polito tries an underhook on the left side. Mormino clamps down and overhook. .30 seconds left in the first period. Mormino in on a shot, and he gets it to at the edge of the mat, and they stop it for potentially dangerous, probably because the legs were locked up in a weird position. They'll reset in the center. Mormino leads 2-0 with 25 seconds left in the first period. Mormino looking for a turn, and he did get two near falls, so he got a 3 count. And that'll extend his lead to 4-0 as time expires in the first period. It's Newbury's choice. Newbury chooses neutral. Newbury's coach, Doug Ewell, believing that his wrestler can take down Mormino, and he gets in on a shot. The problem for him is it's a single and his head's on the outside, and that's all kinds of bad news. Mormino gets the takedown.
Over on mat number 2, Liberty won at 138 pounds, 7-3, and that'll cut into Cardinals' lead. Now it's 18-15. And it looks like we've got a forfeit at 145, which will push Liberty now up in front, 21-18.
With the takedown, Mormino extended his lead to 6-0, and then he got an arm bundle, also called the Butcher, to take him to his back to get near fall points, and that extends his lead to 9-0. 1 minute left in the second period. Mormino again looking for a turn.
We're going to have another forfeit on mat number 2. That'll put Liberty up in front 27-18 over Cardinal.
Mormino trying for a cradle, but he's like in a weird position for it. .25 seconds left in the second period. Still 9-0 Mormino. Now this time, Mormino's trying to lock up a cradle. This time he is in a much better position, but Polito rolls out, and the second period will end 9-0. Kirtland gets their choice to begin the third period, and they choose neutral. Kind of unusual for Kirtland coach Scott Francis. Usually takes the bottom position. Polito gets around, and Mormino counters it. He's able to get away before the takedown happens. They go out of bounds. A little bit of unrest in the Kirtland crowd as Mormino gets dropped out of bounds. And there's a double to extend Mormino's lead to 12-0.
Minute and a half left in the third period. Mormino in control.
You know what I think happened? Kirtland chose down, and Newbury let him up. That's why it's 12-0 instead of 11-0. That was what happened. So Kirtland did choose down. It's a newer rule in wrestling where the top wrestler can automatically let the bottom wrestler up without even wrestling. A minute 10 left in the match. Mormino looking for near fall points here, and he's going to get them.
He's got a minute to finish him off.
And he gets the fall. 1 minute remaining in the match. It'll be a pin time of 5:01.
That'll push Kirtland's lead to 21-6 over Newbury here on mat number 1. Over on mat number 2, Cardinals' Khalil Samir is getting back points. He's up 4-0 as the first period's coming to a close. So he'll lead 7-0 heading into the second period.
And we go to 138 pounds.
For Newbury, it's sophomore Caleb Krisner. He is I just said he's a sophomore. He's 0-0 on the year. I don't know if that's his actual record, if that's what they submitted. And then Evan Francis for Kirtland, a senior, 22-2 on the year. He's ranked number 8 at 138 pounds in Division III. He was third at the South Tournament, second at Northwest, and is a returning state qualifier, 2-time state qualifier.
Yeah, and Francis is looking to get on the podium this year. He's wasting no time at all in this match, having taken down his opponent 2 times already. They didn't give him that one because they were going to reset in the center. So took his opponent down twice already, looking for a third high crotch. Gets the leg up, goes right to the back, and he's going to get near fall points right here. And the pin at 33 seconds.
Yep, 33 seconds. That was a quick one. Evan Francis wasting no time here in the first round of the state dual tournament.
I think that Antonian match kind of woke Kirtland up a little bit.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't come out as eager as Newbury did, but they do lead 27-6 here at 145 pounds, where Kirtland's Chris Brown, a junior, will wrestle John Chambers, a freshman from Newbury.
Now, Johnny Chambers, another freshman, he's 10-6 on the year. Also, very good records for these freshmen. He was 5th at Hawken. Chambers in on a shot. Countered pretty well by Brown. And they reset. Another shot for Chambers.
Liberty with a pin at 170 pounds now leads Cardinal 33-24.
I'll tell you what. They reset, but Chambers has been on the attack. Brown with a shot, and he does convert. That'll make it 2-0 with 1:20 left in the first period. It's interesting that in Newbury's lineup, of all the wrestlers they have, only one of them is a senior and only one of them is a junior. The whole rest of the team are sophomores and freshmen.
And that bodes well for the future and Coach Ewell. And we've talked about it. They came out, they're aggressive, they're not intimidated. You know, that's what you want out of a young wrestler. You want them to come out not afraid to make some mistakes. You want them to be aggressive because that's how you're going to learn, that's how you're going to get better.
Speaking of aggressive, Chambers here grabbed a leg looking for a reversal, but Brown creatively got out of it, and now he's got Chambers in a pretty bad way with a bundle. Looking for the cradle now, but he's not going to get it as Chambers flattens out. Brown now with an arm bar on the near side, wrist on the opposite side, and they reset. We start the second period. It'll be Newbury's choice. Chambers chooses bottom. And Brown lets him up immediately, so it will be 2-1 in favor of Brown from Kirtland to start the second period. Obviously, Brown and Coach Francis feel that they can win the takedown battle, so... And he does get that nice shot deep and finishes.
Well, that was a dangerous finish.
Absolutely it was. It looks like he's trying for maybe a ball and chain tilt.
Well, he's got the wrist through the crotch.
Yeah, that is a ball and chain.
Oh, he's going to ball and chain tilt. He's got the knee in the back and the elbow there. He's trying to get the turn.
Now if Brown, and Chambers flattens out really nicely, so he will get out of that position. Now he's going to go bundle just like Mormino did and try to take him over for near fall points, and he does. It will be at least a 7-2, and he gets the fall. So
325. Chris Brown, 325.
325.
That will push Kirtland's lead to 33-6. And Newbury is running out of time here and running out of weight classes if they're going to try and pull off the upset here over the, I believe Kirtland comes in as the number 2 seed. Newbury is number 7.
Right. Now here, at 152 pounds for Newbury, we have their lone junior. He's 9-6, Sean Flannery. And for Kirtland, senior Chris Sikanis. He's 15-7, was 4th at South and 3rd at Northwestern. Sikanis, a defensive lineman on the state runner-up football team. And Flannery tries a head and arm hip toss throw, but Sikanis counters it really nicely and gets to 2.
Got a big match over on mat number 2. Liberty leads Cardinal 39-24. We're at 195 pounds. There will only be 2 more matches wrestled. Cardinal will receive a forfeit at heavyweight. So this match could seal it for Liberty, or it could put Cardinal in position to win the dual meet.
Sikanis riding Flannery. Well, not really riding. He's staying on top, but he's not really riding. He's using his athleticism, but he's getting in weird positions, which, like that, is a weird position. And Flannery makes a really nice adjustment there to bring Sikanis to his back. I think they just gave him a reversal there.
I was just looking to see if there's a little hit. I want to get the team score. I think they have it wrong. Cardinals' mat stat is right behind the kid with the right.
All right, so they gave Newbury a reversal, and then they gave Sikanis an escape point. So it is 3-2 in favor of Sikanis. 42 seconds remaining in the first period. Flannery with a single. Sakanis trying to counter it with the near ankle and kind of pushing the head. Now he has a far ankle. Kicks a leg out. Needs to spin around for his 2. Ten seconds remaining in the first period. And the period ends 3-2 in favor of Sakanis. It'll be Newbury's choice. Newbury defers. It'll be Sakanis' choice. Coach Francis has him go down.
Mat number 2, Donovan Drebus of Cardinal, has a 2-0 lead, which is big for the Huskies. They need a win here, and they'll need a win at 220 to get that forfeit at 285 to pull off the dual meet upset.
Sakanis, again, like getting himself into precarious positions. His athleticism is getting him out of him, but
the score on mat number 2 is 36-27 in favor of Liberty. Cardinal has a forfeit coming at 285 pounds, so it technically would be 36-33 with 2 matches to go. So that dual meet is definitely up in the air.
And Flannery gets his escape point with 1.5 minutes left in the second period. It is 4-2 in favor of Sakanis.
And there's the fall for Liberty, minute 43.
Sakanis tries a head and arm throw, and he gets it right to the back.
Liberty just sealed their fate over there with a fall at 195 pounds. They're up by 15 with 2 matches to go.
And Sakanis gets the fall with 1 minute left in the second period, a pin time of 3 minutes even.
Chris Sakanis is one of the funnest wrestlers to watch. He's got little experience, but he is dynamic. Coach always talks about him always moving, always being aggressive, and those are the things that help you win matches like that.
Absolutely, and his athleticism is going to be a big asset for his in the postseason tournaments. He's not an athlete that tries to muscle you either. He can shoot. He can move.
We are over on mat number 2 after back-to-back forfeits at 220 and 285. Liberty is going to win that dual meet 48-33. Cardinal just had too many forfeits in their lineup. It's hard to overcome those, especially when you lose some of those swing matches as the Huskies did. But they gave up 4 forfeits. That's 24 points. That's tough to overcome, especially when you end up losing 48-33. You've given up more points than you lost by, and it's hard for a coach to accept. And I know Coach Ziegler knew coming in it was an uphill battle for him. You had to win a couple of those close matches.
Well, on the Kirtland Newbury matches, Newbury forfeited to state qualifier Clayton Davidson at 160 pounds. Now, Kirtland forfeited to Newbury's Thomas McHale at 170, and then forfeited again at 182 to Mike Fenstermacher. So that would be 6 for Kirtland and another 12 for Newbury.
That makes it 45-18 Kirtland. Moving into the 195-pound bout, where we will have Anthony Porter, a senior from Kirtland, and he will wrestle Cade Marker, a sophomore from Newbury.
Marker, a sophomore, has a 10-6 record. He was 3rd at Hawken. Porter is a senior, 14-7. He was 3rd at Northwestern and 5th at South. They get into a body lock. Both wrestlers, very dangerous position for both, and they go out of bounds, which might be a good thing for both of them.
Kirtland already has sealed the dual meet win, so they will advance to wrestle Liberty in the second round here tonight.
Porter with an underhook trying to muscle him over. It's going to be interesting. I think there's going to be a throw pretty quickly here, and I don't know. I don't know which way it's going to go. Newbury tries to shuck. They get into nice
counter by Porter.
Nice job by Porter, yeah.
Porter's had some incredible moments this season. Last week he had a big win over Harvey, and then over the Christmas break when Kirtland traveled down to Orlando, Florida for the Disney Duels, he was thrown to his back, was trailing by 5, came back to pin his opponent, which gave Kirtland the dual win, and they won the tournament down there. So he was kind of the hero. I don't know if they took him to Disney World or not, but he should have had that trip.
Definitely. Porter's doing a really good job this year. As you see, 14-7 record is very good. Strong kid, football player. And right now, he had the near leg hooked. He's got a claw ride, but his hips are way down, so he gets his hips back up. So that's good. 45 seconds left in the first period. Porter with a 2-0 lead. Coach Francis tells Porter to let him out, and he does. That cuts Porter's lead to 2-1.
30 seconds to go here in the first period.
They lock up again. Marker is doing a good job keeping his hips low and away when Porter locks him up. If you keep your hips low and away, it's going to be awfully hard to throw you. Porter again with the underhook. Marker gets wrist control on the opposite side. Now he moves to a collar tie. And the period ends 2-1 in favor of Porter. Newbury gets a choice. They choose bottom. Coach Francis yells to Porter, "Don't get rolled." And they go out of bounds. Nice return to the mat by Porter. And Porter chooses neutral. This ties the match up at 2-2 with a minute 54 left in the second period. Porter gets that underhook. Well, kind of. He's really trying for that underhook, that's for sure. Stuffs ahead. That's a really advantageous position for Porter. And they called an illegal move on Newbury, and they gave a point to Porter. I don't know what illegal move that was, though. Was it a full Nelson? Oh, nice shot at oh boy, by the Newbury wrestler, and he gets the takedown, Cade Marker, and now he's looking for near fall points. A minute left in the second period. He's got the 3 near fall, so if he doesn't get the pin, he'll have a 7-3 lead. Porter's fighting off his back, though, so he's got 40 seconds to fight, though. It's going to be tough. That's a long time. Marker has the arms bundled. We've seen that a few times, but in favor of Newbury, not Kirtland. Newbury telling Marker to switch to the half. And Porter hips down, making it much tougher to turn him. 8 seconds left. Is Porter going to get a new set? Is Marker going to get a new set of back points? Is the question, and he will not. So the period ends 7-3. So 7-3 in favor of Marker. Porter has his choice. He chooses bottom position. If he escapes, he'll cut the lead to 7-4, but Marker has already turned him, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. And Marker works to turn him again with a cradle. He's looking for that cradle again, and he almost... Oh, and Porter falls. Porter now looking for... Is he trying to get a Peterson? No, now he's got an actual leg. Okay. Well, if Porter can somehow pop his head out, he will have a reversal, and that will cut the lead to 7-5. There is 1:09 left in the third period, but Marker is locking up Porter pretty well. And Porter needs to find a way to get out of that lock. Now Marker's in with a butcher. Same move we saw Mormino get, and I think Sakanis as well. And Porter gets out. So 7-4 with 7-4 in favor of Marker with 35 seconds left. Porter gets underhooks, tries to throw, does not get it. They go out of bounds. Porter with a little push. Ref says don't do that. They reset in the center. Porter now with an overhook, tries a fireman, and he might get it. He has to pop his head out, I think.
He showed 2 already.
Oh, he did? Okay. So now it's 7-6. He needs a point. Newbury is keeping him there smartly. 8 seconds left. Porter needs a point. Not sure really how he's going to get it, though. And they reset with 2 seconds left. 7-6 in favor of Newbury. Porter lets him up. He needs a takedown with 2 seconds left. Porter does not get it. And Marker, Cade Marker, the sophomore, with a 8-6 victory over Anthony Porter.
That cuts into Kirtland's lead. It's now 45-21 in the Hornets' favor. Bringing up the 220-pound bout. Looks like we have Mickey Tutelo, a freshman from Kirtland, against Joe Ewell, a sophomore from Newbury.
That's not Mickey Tutelo. I think that's Che.
Oh, it is Dylan Che. I'm sorry. From behind, they look the same.
Yeah, they do.
They're wearing yellow singlets.
Yeah, absolutely. And they both have like darker skin too. Those are 2 wrestlers. Both of them I coached at the youth level.
I didn't know Dylan Che was healthy again. He was hurt last week.
He was.
So
yeah,
nice to see him back.
actually still kind of banged up a little bit, but he'll work through it. He's a tough kid. So, as Steve said, we are at 220 pounds. Newbury has Joe Ewell, a sophomore. He is 12-7, 4th at Hawken, 8th at Kenston, was a district qualifier a year ago, the son of the head coach. For Kirtland, we have Dylan Che. He's a junior. He's 7-7, was the runner-up at Northwestern and the center on the state runner-up football team.
This will be the final bout of round 1, as Kirtland will receive a forfeit at 285. And then the Hornets will advance to wrestle Liberty to see who advances to the Region 19 finals next week.
Ewell trying a Russian tie, unable to get an attempt off of it, but Che trying to snap Ewell down. Not really able to get the leverage he needs, though, to do that yet. Now he goes to a double collar tie. Interesting.
The winner of tonight... Go ahead, Dan, I'm sorry.
Ewell was getting a Russian, but go ahead.
I was just going to say the winner of tonight's Region B championship here will advance, and very tough upper half there in sub-region 19A. You got the number 1 seed, Rootstown, number 2, Akron Manchester, number 3, Jackson Milton, number 4, Waterloo, number 5, Independence, and number 6, Mogador. So up there, I think the favorite is obviously Rootstown. Big move here.
Yeah, Ewell with a hip toss, headlock, head and arm throw. And Che not able to counter it, so he went to his back. That is a 5-point move for Ewell in the first period. But the good thing for Che is there's only 8 seconds left. So it looks like he will fight another period.
Saved by the buzzer.
Absolutely. So the lead will be 5-0 in favor of Ewell.
Joe Ewell has come a long way. As you mentioned, he's the coach's son, district qualifier last year. I think that experience has helped him. He's a little bit hungrier this year, a little more aggressive. Saw him out at Cardinal, looked good. 4th at Hawken, 8th at Kenston. So he's wrestled in some bigger tournaments and performed pretty well on the mat for the Newbury Black Knights.
And a district qualifier last year as only a freshman. So, and he has a good group of kids, around him. The peer pressure is going to be to wrestle. So that'll be a big thing. Che looking to get out of it. He's got his hips out, which is a good sign. Now drops to a leg. See, if you drop to a leg, and that was an illegal headlock. 1 point for Ewell. That'll take Ewell's lead to 6-0. When you get a headlock, you have to also have the arm in there. So if you don't have the arm in there, it's an illegal move, and then we'll call you for it. Che gets his escape, cuts the lead to 6-1. Che, the aggressor. At this, 50 seconds left in the second period. Both wrestlers tying up, setting up their moves. Che pressing in. Ewell looking for the snap down. And they reset in the center. 36 seconds left. Still 6-1 in favor of Ewell.
As I mentioned before, Kirtland will receive a forfeit at 285 pounds. Immediately following that, we are going to sign off and prepare for the second duel. So when we sign off, it should be about a 10 or 15-minute break in between duel meets. And we'll be back just momentarily before the start of the second, the finals of the Region B quarterfinals tonight. You can use the same login that you did to get here to watch us now. So just go back to Varsity.com, click the Watch Live or the Listen Live link, and you'll be here.
And they go out of bounds as time expires in the second period. They'll start the third period. Newbury chooses neutral with a 6-1 lead. It appears that Ewell feels really comfortable with his upper body locks, specifically the Russian tie. Feels he could stop Che's offense. And so far, he's been right. Che hasn't had an offensive point. So
6-1, Ewell in the lead. Kirtland on top of the dual meet, 45-21.
For both of these wrestlers, Ewell and Che, what I would like to see is some circular motion so that they could get their attempts as well as get those upper body ties.
Got to say, awesome camera work by Newbury's Noah Wilson, who volunteered with us tonight. Nice job, Noah. Much better job than I do with one arm trying to do this and broadcast at the same time, so I appreciate that.
And we're down to a minute left in the third period. Che tries a shot, but he really didn't have anything to support it. So Ewell backs out. Still 6-1. What Che down by 5? What Che's got to realize is that he needs an offensive attempt that's going to be more than 2 points. Oh, that's just not good. That's just nope. And Che tried to bull rush. He led with the head. That's a big no-no, illegal move. They called him for it, and that's another point for Joe Ewell, I should say. 7-1 with 24 seconds left in the third period. At this point, you have to throw him because the lead's too big if you're Kirtland. Now, what Ewell's going to try to do is Ewell's going to try to slow the match down and make nothing happen, which is exactly what he's done the whole match, and he's done a great job at it. They call a stalling warning on Ewell as Che gets the leg and then falls down. Ewell gets the takedown as time expires. It's a 9-1 major decision victory for Joe Ewell of Newbury.
Impressive match by Joe. That'll pull Newbury to 45-25. Unfortunately, they just ran out of firepower, and Kirtland's going to go ahead and get a forfeit here with Dylan Deemer taking the mat at 285. And that will end the dual meet at 51-25 in Kirtland's favor. The Hornets will advance to wrestle Liberty for the right to move on, probably to either number 1 Rootstown or number 2 Manchester next week. Dan, that was a great dual meet, and we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for round 2, and it'll be Kirtland versus Liberty when we return. Thanks for tuning in.